Hello and welcome to our channel. Are you trying to learn English words but forget them quickly? Don't worry, you're not alone. Many people have the same problem. In this video, I will show you easy and fun ways to remember English words. These tips are perfect for beginners, and you don't need to study for many hours. Just watch till the end and learn 5 simple steps that will help you improve your vocabulary every day. Let's begin your English journey together step by step, with confidence and hope. 1. Learn with pictures and sounds. One of the best ways to remember English words is by associating them with pictures and sounds. Our brains process images quickly, so when you learn a new word, try to find a picture of it. For example, if you're learning the word apple, look at a picture of an apple. Say the word out loud and listen to how it sounds. Flashcards with pictures can also be helpful. This method helps your brain connect the word to something visual and auditory, which makes learning easier. The more senses you use, sight, sound, and touch, the better your brain will remember the word. Associating words with images and sounds helps you to strengthen your memory. By connecting a word to something you can see or hear, you create a stronger connection in your brain. This technique makes it easier to recall the word later. The goal is to make the word more memorable, so don't hesitate to use multiple senses to reinforce your learning. The more engaging the method, the more likely you are to remember the word. It's a fun and effective way to learn. 2. Use the words in real life. To remember English words, you need to use them in real-life situations. Don't just read the word, use it in a sentence. For example, when you learn the word book, you can say, "This is my book," or "I love to read books." Using words in sentences helps you understand their meaning and how they're used in context. Speaking the words out loud also reinforces your memory and builds confidence in using them. You can also write sentences using the new words. For example, after learning the word apple, write, "I eat an apple every day." Writing helps reinforce the word and makes it easier to remember. Don't forget to use these words when talking to others. The more often you use the words, the easier it will be to recall them. Practice makes perfect, and real-life application of words makes them feel more natural. 3. Learn in small groups. It's better to learn a few words at a time than to try to memorize many words in one go. Focus on learning 5 or 6 words a day. Small, manageable groups of words help your brain process and remember them better. For example, learn words related to food one day and words related to family the next. Grouping words by theme helps your brain categorize and store them more effectively. Learning in small chunks prevents overwhelm and helps you retain the words better. Don't rush. Small steps are more effective than trying to learn everything at once. Take your time, review the words you've learned, and ensure you understand them. This way, your brain will have time to absorb the words and their meanings. When you learn in small groups, you make the process enjoyable and less stressful. It's a more effective and sustainable way of learning. 4. Review often. Reviewing what you've learned is crucial. Without review, you may forget the words you've studied. That's why it's important to regularly revisit the words you've learned. You can make a list of words and test yourself to see how many you remember. This active recall reinforces your memory and helps you retain words for the long term. Reviewing also helps you check if you truly understand the word or if you need to work on it more. You can review the words daily at first, then gradually space out the reviews. This method, called spaced repetition, is one of the most effective ways to remember information. Ask a friend or use an app to test your knowledge. Frequent review ensures that the words stay fresh in your mind and boosts your confidence in using them. It's important to make review a regular part of your learning routine. 5. Make learning fun. Learning English doesn't have to be boring. There are many fun ways to learn new words. You can watch English videos with subtitles to see how words are used in context. Listening to music and trying to understand the lyrics is also a fun way to learn. Playing word games on your phone or with friends can make learning more interactive. You can even talk to yourself in English when you're alone. It's a great way to practice speaking. The key is to enjoy the learning process. When you're having fun, your brain learns faster and retains more information. The more enjoyable the activity, the more likely you are to continue learning. Stay relaxed, smile, and keep practicing every day. Learning becomes easier when you make it fun. The goal is to keep your brain engaged. 6. Use words in real life. One of the best ways to remember English words is to use them in your daily life. When you learn a new word, try to say it in a sentence. For example, if you learn the word apple, you can say, "I like to eat an apple every day." When you talk about your food, your clothes, or your home, use English words. This helps your brain connect the words with real things, which makes it easier to remember them. You can also label things in your room. For example, put a paper on your door, table, or mirror. Seeing these words every day will help you remember them without stress. By practicing a little every day, even for just 5 minutes, you will make progress. It may feel hard at first, but the more you use the words, the more natural it will become. Over time, you will find that you are using these words in your conversations without thinking about them. Your vocabulary will grow, and your confidence will rise. Another way to use words in real life is by talking to others in English. You can find friends or language partners who are also learning English. Speak to them as much as possible, even if you make mistakes. The more you practice, the easier it will be to speak without worrying. For example, if you learn the word book, next time you see a book, you can say to someone, "I love reading books." This simple practice will make the words stick in your memory. The more you connect English words with your daily life, the faster you will learn. Even when you're doing everyday tasks like shopping or cooking, try to think in English. This will keep the language active in your mind. It's important to see the words in action, not just in a textbook. Learning a language is not just about memorizing, it's about living it. 7. Review old words often. Many people learn new words but forget them after a few days. That's normal, and it happens to everyone. The key to remembering words is to review them often. If you learned a new word on Monday, review it again on Wednesday and Saturday. This is called spaced repetition. It tells your brain that the word is important and needs to be remembered for the long term. You can use flashcards to do this. Write the English word on one side and the meaning or picture on the other side. Go through these flashcards again and again, and you'll be surprised by how much you can remember. Flashcards can be physical, or you can use apps on your phone or computer. The more often you see a word, the stronger it stays in your memory. It's also helpful to set specific times for review. For example, every morning or evening, spend a few minutes reviewing the words you've learned. This way, you will keep the words fresh in your mind. Sometimes it's easy to forget the words we don't use often, but if you keep reviewing them, they will stay with you. Also, try using these words in new sentences each time you review them. This will help you remember the context of the word, not just the meaning. Keep a notebook where you can write down new words and phrases, and review them every week. Don't be upset if you forget some words. Just keep reviewing, and you will see improvement. Consistency is the key to success. Keep practicing, and soon you'll see how much you've learned. 8. Learn words by topic. Learning words by topic can make your study time easier and more organized. Instead of memorizing random words, try to choose one topic and focus on it for a few days. For example, you can learn food words like rice, bread, milk, and chicken. By focusing on one category, your brain will connect similar words together, making them easier to remember. The next week, you can study clothing words like shirt, pants, shoes, and jacket. By grouping words into categories, you make your learning more efficient. You can also find pictures online and write the English name under each one. This visual connection will make it easier for you to recall the words when you need them. You can even create small stories using the words you learn. For example, "I wear my jacket when it is cold. I eat rice and chicken for dinner. This helps you use the words in context, which is more helpful than just memorizing lists. You could also make a word map, where you write the main word in the center and draw lines to related words. For example, food in the center, and around it, words like fruit, vegetables, and meat. This method helps you build a web of connected vocabulary. You can use this technique for any topic. It could be travel, animals, or family. The more organized your learning is, the easier it becomes to remember and use the words. By focusing on topics, you'll start to feel more comfortable talking about those subjects in English. 10. Stay consistent and keep going. Learning English, like any other skill, requires consistency. It's easy to get distracted or lose motivation, especially when the process feels slow. However, the key to success is consistency. Even if you only have a few minutes each day, use that time wisely. Consistent practice is far more effective than cramming for hours on a single day. By setting aside a small amount of time each day to learn or practice English, you build a routine, and over time, those small efforts accumulate into great progress. One of the most powerful tools you can use to stay consistent is setting small, achievable goals. Rather than focusing on the overwhelming idea of fluency, set short-term goals such as learning 10 new words this week or practicing speaking for 5 minutes every day. Achieving these smaller goals will give you a sense of accomplishment and encourage you to keep moving forward. You will begin to notice improvements in your speaking, listening, and vocabulary, which will motivate you to continue. Consistency also means finding ways to stay engaged with English in your everyday life. You don't always need to study from a textbook to improve. Listen to podcasts, watch movies, or read articles in English, even if you don't understand everything. Just hearing the language and being exposed to it regularly will help reinforce what you've learned and make the language feel more natural. Also, try to use English in real-life situations as often as you can. Whether it's speaking with friends or making simple observations about the world around you, every time you use English, you reinforce your skills. It's also important to be patient with yourself. There will be days when you feel like you're not making progress, but remember that language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Your progress might be slow at times, but it is still progress. Keep going, even when it feels hard. You will have moments where you feel frustrated, but that's okay. Every mistake you make is an opportunity to learn and improve. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, embrace them as part of the learning process. Finally, celebrate your achievements, no matter how small. Every time you learn a new word, understand a new sentence, or use English in a conversation, take a moment to appreciate your progress. This positive reinforcement will help you stay motivated and keep you moving forward. Remember that learning a language is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Keep going, and one day you will look back and see how far you've come. Stay consistent, stay positive, and trust the process. Conclusion. Thank you for watching. Remember, learning English is not about being perfect. It's about trying, making mistakes, and never giving up. If you follow these 5 tips, you will remember more words and speak English more easily. Please like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. Your support helps us make more helpful videos for learners like you. Keep learning, keep growing, and believe in yourself. See you.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I am glad to have you. Today, I would like to talk about how to improve your English skills. Focus on helping you improve your English skills through interesting stories and practical tips. Whether you're a beginner or looking to refine your skills, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to talk about how you can improve your English skills so you can communicate better, feel more confident, and open up new opportunities in your personal and professional life. Let's dive right in. 1. Understanding the importance of English. Before we jump into the tips, let's first take a moment to understand why learning English is so important. English is the global language of communication, business, and education. It's the language used for scientific research, international travel, and even entertainment. By improving your English, you open doors to meeting new people, understanding cultures, and accessing valuable resources that might have been out of reach before. But how do we take our skills to the next level? Let's look at some practical ways to do that. 2. Build a solid vocabulary. The foundation of any language is its vocabulary. To improve your English, you need to continuously expand your word bank. But how do you do that effectively? Start by learning a few new words each day. You don't need to memorize huge lists. Focus on words that are relevant to your life or work. You can use a flashcard app or write down new words and their meanings in a notebook. Try to use these words in your everyday conversations or write them down in a short story. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. Another great tip is to read in English. Read books, articles, blogs, or even social media posts. Pay attention to new words and phrases. This will not only increase your vocabulary but also improve your 3. Master pronunciation. Pronunciation is key when it comes to speaking English clearly and confidently. You can have an amazing vocabulary, but if your pronunciation isn't clear, it can make communication more difficult. The good news is there are many ways to improve your pronunciation. First, listen carefully to native speakers. Watch English movies, television shows, or YouTube videos. Repeat what you hear. Try to imitate the way they say things. This is called shadowing. By copying the rhythm, stress, and intonation of native speakers, you'll start sounding more natural. You can also use online tools and apps that provide feedback on your pronunciation. Websites like Forvo or Youglish are great for hearing how words are pronounced in real life. 4. Practice speaking regularly. One of the best ways to improve your speaking skills is to practice regularly. Find a conversation partner or join English-speaking groups, either in person or online. If you don't have anyone to practice with, you can always speak to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing or how your day is going. This helps you get comfortable with speaking, and over time, your fluency will improve. If you're unsure about speaking with others, start by recording yourself. Record your voice while speaking in English, and then listen to it. This will help you identify areas where you need improvement. 5. Listening is key. We often think of learning a language as something that involves a lot of speaking and reading, but listening is just as important. The more you listen, the more you'll get used to the natural flow of the language. You don't need to listen only to formal English. Try listening to podcasts, music, or even casual conversations. A great tip is to listen to content that interests you, whether it's a podcast about technology, health, or entertainment. This will keep you motivated and help you learn vocabulary related to your personal interests. As you listen, try to pick up new phrases or expressions. Over time, your comprehension will improve and you'll be able to follow conversations more easily. 6. Read aloud. Reading aloud is a great exercise to improve both your pronunciation and your fluency. When you read aloud, you practice forming sentences, improving your rhythm, and speaking clearly. Start with simple texts like short stories or articles and gradually work your way up to more complex material. While reading, pay attention to the punctuation marks and intonation. This will help you sound more natural when speaking English. And remember, don't rush. Take your time and focus on pronunciation and clarity. 7. Use technology and language apps. In today's world, we're lucky to have access to so many tools to help us learn. Language learning apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or Memrise can be incredibly helpful. These apps offer interactive lessons that make learning fun and easy. You can also use online dictionaries like Cambridge or Oxford to check meanings, examples, and pronunciation. There are also websites where you can practice grammar and writing skills, such as Grammarly. It helps you correct your mistakes and learn how to use words correctly. With these tools, you can practice English every day in small, manageable steps. 8. Practice writing regularly. Writing is an essential skill that helps you express your thoughts clearly. Start by keeping a journal in English. Write about your day, your thoughts, or even your goals. You can also write essays or short stories on topics you enjoy. Over time, you'll notice your writing becoming more fluent and more organized. Another way to improve is to join online forums or social media groups where you can write posts in English. If possible, ask for feedback from others on how to improve your writing. Writing regularly helps you develop better sentence structures, vocabulary, and grammar. 9. Get feedback and learn from mistakes. One of the most important things in language learning is feedback. When you make a mistake, don't see it as a failure. Instead, view it as an opportunity to learn. Ask your teachers, friends, or online language communities for feedback on your speaking and writing. They can point out areas for improvement and offer useful tips. It's also a good idea to keep a record of your mistakes. Write them down in a notebook and review them often. This will help you avoid making the same errors in the future. In conclusion, I want to say, improving your English skills takes time and effort, but with consistency and practice, you can make amazing progress. Remember, the key is to stay motivated and enjoy the process. Set small goals, celebrate your progress, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Keep reading, listening, speaking, and writing in English every day, and you'll see results in no time. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more English learning tips. Let me know in the comments which skill you want to improve the most: speaking, writing, listening, or reading. Keep practicing.